Okay, so I got the Zino quadcopter because I hate the word drone, and we're going to open up a few settings here and I'll show you on the screen a few things that I've found. Right, so before you enter the device, down here you have your wee man, so you open that up and that has forum, which I've been into the forum and it locks up, been into the mall and it locks up, doesn't go anywhere. Pilot Academy opens up a tutorial, Flight Academy, and that's panoramics, waypoint mode, follow mode, line fly. Why they want line fly, I don't know. You just fly out in a straight line by yourself. So that's a wee tutorial on how to do some of those. It's got the manual you can download and have a look at. We'll go back one. Next one down is flight log. It records all of your previous flights. Open page gives you a quick total. So I have gone 2,205 meters, total of 12 flights, maximum distance away is 533 meters, maximum flight height is 290 meters, maximum speed is 10.19. and down the very bottom here we have flight log, and there's clean, which will delete the whole lot. So if you just touch your flight log and it brings all your flights up. A little bit weird this, because as you can see we've got Bunnythorpe, I've just opened up, and I can expand that and it says Bunnythorpe domain. I go back and the next one says unknown city. Well, I was at the same place, so I open up unknown and it says Bunnythorpe domain. So a little bit weird on that. So you can zoom down to your flight pattern, and then down at the bottom you hit the pause and play, so hit play. We'll go to Ashurst. Distance is 458 meters we flew around, so push play, and I'll speed that up. 1, 2, 3. Speed that up 3 times and we're off. Shows you your flight of where you've been. At the very top it shows the battery percentage at time of flight. There was 19 satellites. Just flicking through the altitude, 1.1 meters away, 1 meter away, the speed that we're doing, and you can save that or you can delete it. And I think down the bottom here you can share it online, and there's what's feedback. Upload the flight recorded to Hubsan, so you can share it straight to Hubsan themselves. Maybe if you've got a problem, you can share it to Hubsan and they can look at the telemetry and try and work out what your problem was. That, go back. So there's all my flights. Now should you want to delete a flight, which this one here is 30 seconds, just hold, or 19 seconds, just slide to the left, it brings up the delete. Just go delete. This one here was 30 seconds, don't really want that. Slide to the left and delete. So we yeah, we can save or delete our log flight. It's really cool. Date, distance, duration, max altitude. We go back. Next one down is feedback and log, and this is cool. I'm assuming that user suggestions goes straight to back to Hubsan. So if we click on user suggestions, and then we can go something like blah blah blah, keeps disengaging from aircraft, or returns to home at 100 meters, or throttle stick sensitivity is hopeless, need more expo, whatever. Go back, comes down to the bottom here where you can put in contact details, email, and then in the blue it says tell us, and you hit that and it will upload. So the more people jump on here with feedback and send it, I think the more upgrades we will get to sort out problems maybe quicker, because I don't think Hubsan are very good at direct emails. So on the more, yeah, it's just terms and policies, nothing there really. So in the center one with these little sliders, we have video editing and share segment, connect to aircraft, create a movie, photo. I mean, it swaps back and forwards, but I cannot operate this or get this to operate, so I'm not sure how this works, or whether it is actually set up to be working, or whether I need a direct SIM card in my phone to that. So we can go back out of that and go back to the main screen, and then enter device, enter interface. I'll just take this back around. So on my interface you can see I have I have the joysticks set up to fly by phone. So I've got throttle and rudder, and elevator aileron is there. If you can see on the controller, there's a little X, which means the controller's turned off and it's on the phone. So I turn the controller on and nothing's happening because I'm not plugged in. So I shall plug in and you'll see a fizz here. Fizz, so it's connecting. And we are connected up. You must bind, cancel. Now, the screen's all funny, and I've got this, the tilt angle of the aircraft is too large, the gimbal is under protection. The reason for that I have the camera cover still on, so I need to take the camera cover off. Now that will not go away, and I can turn my camera up, and my camera won't move, because you can see on the slider here, this is the camera slider, which I'm using the front wheel. So the only way to to fix it is we have to turn everything off. So we'll turn everything off. Power back on. I'll just get rid of this screen. No. Right. Copter's on. Just waiting for my controller to finish lighting up when it goes solid. About now. And we can plug it back in, and you'll see the wee fizz on the side. So it's connecting. And there we have video. And you must bind. No, because I'm inside. I don't want to bind. So now I will go. My camera's working fine. Now on the wheel, see how fast that is on the wheel. The tilt, pan tilt. Well, you can go very, very slowly on the pan tilt on the wheel, and you just have to feel it. So you know, pan tilting quite slowly. This is via the wheel. But if you didn't know, this wee slider here is pan tilt. So if you hold the bottom arrow down, it will pan down. So you can just touch it. It's not as fast or as vicious as the wheel, but there's another pan tilt. And so if you hold your finger on the screen, you see that arrow turn up and the one under? So now if I slide my finger just a fraction, it is very, very slowly panning. I'll pan back up. Take my finger off and it goes. Put my finger on. Arrows are back on, pan up, pan down. So that is a very fine pan tilt control. Really cool. Okay, we'll go into a few settings on the controller. So we go to our main setting here, and there's not really a lot in the first one, aircraft, so joysticks. So we go to joysticks and it says virtual joysticks stay on screen. Mode 2, aircraft requires strong GPS signal to take off. If you have been flying for a while and you're pretty confident and you've got not a lot of GPS signal, select no and you'll be able to take off. Virtual joystick sensitivity mode, this will not do anything when you are hooked up to your controller. So I'll just unhook from the controller, and now it goes into the phone mode for joysticks, and it has expert mode, which is very straight linear, which means that for very little movement you get a lot of quadcopter movement. On the normal mode, the expo is changed, so you have to go a lot of movement for not much quadcopter movement. So on the expert mode, as soon as I move, the quadcopter moves. On the normal mode, I have a bit of wiggle room before the quadcopter actually does anything. So I have mine set on expert mode. Joysticks, which we'll plug back in. And we should be back up, and we go to controller. And you've got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. No, cancel. You cannot select Bluetooth. It's Wi-Fi only. Set transmitter connection. Hubsan Zino Connect. We don't really want to do that, so because we're inside. Down to the worldly map here, and allow map calibration, and I set mine to yes, because when you touch the screen it says, and hold it, it says calibrate map, and gives you a more pinpoint accurate feature. Map mode, standard satellite or night, quite cool. Go back. Waypoint and mission route sampling accuracy. From standard setting it's in neutral. If you want a way better accuracy, might suck up a tiny fraction more battery, but I haven't really noticed. I'm still flying at 23 minutes battery. Crank this right up to the maximum. Crank it right up to the maximum, and when you return to land it is a lot more accurate on your return to land. And waypoints, holding a hover. So we go to other, and automatic screen rotation. Well, you're not going to do that. FPV. So if I go out, okay, I've got my screen on, I go back in, go other, FPV, shut down. If I go back, the screen's going to shut off. Why would you want to turn the FPV off? Not really sure on that one. Don't accidentally hit that. Parameters, meters per second imperial. You have a few calibrations there, novice guide, not a lot there. Yeah, so the slider icon here, and that gives you your resolutions, your white balance, sunny day, cloudy day, you can muck around with that. Video format, you can't really change that. More settings, you can change the ISOs and the exposure. Really manual, really good to muck around with, especially at nighttime settings. Grid lines, not sure why you really want grid lines on it. You can format your SD card from here. No, I don't want to format my SD card. And that's about your reset camera parameters. So there's a quick reset back to standard. If you want to get rid of this, you can just slide. So see that? Whoop. You want to get rid of this, just slide across. Bam, bam, gone. Permanently set on camera. I hate this feature. I don't want to take photos, I want to take video. So every time you turn it on, you have to change it to video mode. Go back to the suggestion, everybody gripe about it. Why would you want to just take a photo? You've got a button up the top just to click to take a photo. You should have an override. You should have many overrides actually, and what you can do. Pretty obvious, so just hit the button, and we haven't bound, so it's not going to take a video yet, but hit the button and the counters will come up just above it. This wee one here, this is head hold or normal mode, so it will go into a star shape, And for those that don't know what head hold means, that even if the quadcopter is facing backwards, it will still go forwards. If it's sideways, it will still go forward if you go forward on the stick. Doesn't matter what the orientation of the quadcopter is, it will always go forward, backwards, sideways. Turn it on, have a play with it. Not a bad wee feature when you're learning. Turn that back. What else have I found? Oh, okay, so we'll go to into here. Got normal mode. Now waypoint mode. Go to waypoint mode, waypoint mission. Yep. So it's brought up the icons here, and it's got draw. So the first one is a solid line, and we can go across here, down here, do a loop, do another loop, come over here, do a loop back round. Waypoint maximum exceeded. You have too many waypoints, up to 129 at once are allowed. Do you want to cancel the extra? No, I want to keep them, so it will keep them. Why even ask you? Just keep them. I don't care. But anyway, I'm not going to keep them. I'm going to delete them. Are you sure? Yep. So we'll go back to draw again, and we'll go to the dotted lines. And you just go, I want to fly there, to there, to there, to there, and to there. And it tells you what height do you want to go. 300 meters, 5 meters is the lowest you can go, 500 meters is the highest you can go. Hover time at each point, 3 seconds. Whoops. Okay, we shall go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go submit. Oh no, we can't submit it because we're not flying, so you have to be flying. You have to be flying before you can load these. Well, you should be able to load them. What if we go done? Done, aircraft is not GPS hold mode. So you can't do your waypoints or your flight lines unless the quadcopter's in the air. So we can change our map to worldly. Here's all my houses, or we can go back, and if there we go, it's in Google Maps. So let's bring that back up. It's got a wee target here, and what's the target do? What's the plane? I'm not sure. It just changes the not sure what that does at the moment, the target. Anyway, waypoint, orbit around. Oh, we can't do. If you want to orbit, say this pin is you. If you want to orbit around yourself, you have to have the quadcopter directly above you, because it gives a 3 meter or 9 meter orbit, and the quadcopter is the center of the orbit. If it's 20 meters away, the quadcopter is still the center of the orbit. So if you have a car or a bush that you want to orbit around, you have to fly the quadcopter directly over the car or the bush to get a perfect circle around that item. Right. line fly. Aircraft is not, I can't do line fly. So, you know, it's a bit crap really that you can't pre-program stuff and save it and then pull it up from a file and go do this, you know. You've got to have the quadcopter flying. I noticed if it's really windy, if it's a really windy day, you can't do follow me, you can't do orbit mode, you can't put in a waypoint. If the battery's below 25%, you've got to have a fully charged battery. So, you know, safety I suppose, but they should have some expert settings there that you can override at your own peril, which would suit me down to the ground. Done. Right, skip, get rid of that. Go normal mode, we'll go back to here. Righty ho. We'll go colour, it's bright, nostalgic, black and white. Yeah, we're going to black and white. We'll go ordinary. That's better. Bright was pretty bright, isn't it? Bright's a little bit too bright. Ordinary. Ordinary's about right for this room with my lights on. And that is about that. Now, if we do go, get rid of that. So I'll unplug. So at the moment, we've got a wee Wi-Fi icon and we're on the controller, and you cannot turn that off or on. So if I unplug, then the lights go out, and now it's got a cross on it. So I can put that on the controller or off the controller. So if I go on the controller, I'll come back to my screen, and if I go to my settings and go joystick, virtual joysticks on screen, yes, and then go back. My joysticks are on the screen, and I go back to the controller, the joysticks are gone. So I go my joysticks, I'm unplugged from the aircraft, it says not connected, and the joystick's working, and I can see the telemetry over here working. So I've got my throttle and rudder, my aileron and elevator, but nothing is operating the plane. And I know on the Mavic Air you can fly directly off your phone without your joysticks. So I've yet to find how to do that. How do you connect to your plane, to your quadcopter, to do that? So off, on, no connection, no scroll. Take off, don't know. Even the camera, see, the camera will not connected. I can't change the camera to video. It's just like it's shut down. So we shall connect that back up. You can see it's connecting. Add joysticks disappeared. You must bind, cancel. Someone might be able to help us out on that one. Right, oh well, I hope that's, especially this one here, this is cool, you know, that pan up, pan down. Get out there and fly around. Let's work out what we can do and can't do and share as much as we can. Awesome.